But right now, in the reign of Headingley Carnegie, it's the Leeds Rhinos against Hull FC. The Rhinos scored 5 tries last week at Salford, 4 in the first half, but they conceded 5 tries as well. They held on for a victory. Finished 3rd in Super League last year. Hull finished 2nd. Hull dropped a point to Catalan Dragons last week. Disappointed, but Peter Sharp says they will be okay. They're seeking a 3rd successive win against Leeds, but they've lost 15 of 22 Super League meetings. This is the Leeds Rhinos team. Brent Webb at fullback. Then it's Lee Smith, Clinton Tupee, Keith Senior and Scott Donald. Danny Maguire is alongside Rob Burrow. Forwards, Ryan Bailey, Matt Diskey and Kylie Luluai. Jamie Jones-Buchanan and Gareth Ellis, and Kevin Sinfield is the skipper and loose forward. And the bench is occupied by Jamie Peacock, Ali Lawatiti, Jamie Thackeray and Jordan Tansey. It's a heavyweight bench for coach Tony Smith. Now the black and whites from Hull. Sean Briscoe at fullback, Matt Singh, Richard Whiting, Kirk Eamon and Gareth Rayner, Richard Horn and young Thomas Lee at scrum half. Forwards, Ewan Dowes, Richard Swain, Gareth Carvell, Danny Tickle, Shane McMenemy and Danny Washbrook. And the interchange bench here occupied by Wayne Godwin, Graham Horn, Hutch Miaba and Scott Wheeldon. The coach is Peter Sharp. So Hull, they last visited Headingley on May the 12th last year. They won 44-28. It ended a run of 7 visits to this ground without a victory. They won at the KC Stadium in August, 23-16. Their coach, Peter Sharp, and his opposite number at the Rhinos, Tony Smith, are old friends. Both are products of the Parramatta coaching school run by Smith's elder brother, Brian. Indeed, at the start of last year, Peter Sharp was with Brian Smith as assistant in the NRL. And there's someone else who was in the NRL this time last year, Matt Singh, a try in his Super League debut against the Catalan Dragons last week. Out come the Leeds Rhinos in their new-look kit for 2007. Their last win against Hull last April at the KC Stadium, when Richard Agar was in charge of the black and whites following John Keir's sacking. Leeds won that night. But they did it tough towards the end of last year, losing 3 of the last 5 competitive matches here to St Helens, Wigan and Warrington in the playoffs. Well, a vast crowd. The tickets were selling like hotcakes in the city of Leeds this week. And it will be very interesting to see how the new boys settle in for the Rhinos in 2007. Match referee, he's never off the telly these days, it's Steve Ganson, the man in the middle. And much has been made of these new coloured strips that the referees are wearing in 2007. They will be seen and they will be heard this year.
Well, let's hope that may be the case, but let's hope that the whistle is not heard as much as we already have seen this year. But I'm sure, even in bad conditions, the players will give us a game to remember.
Danny Tickle gets us underway then, underneath it Brent Webb, and the drive forward by the big fellas, and the great chase on Kylie Luluai by the Leeds forwards. Here now is Ryan Bailey, who I'm told had a wonderful game at Salford last week, and despite the presence of Jamie Peacock, who begins this match on the bench, Bailey holds on to his starting place.
Well, a lot of the Leeds fans, they're expecting quite a lot from the youngster Ryan Bailey. He has not had a tremendous full season, comes in fits and starts, but they do say they're confident that he will give 100% right the way through the season. They need him. If there was ever an Achilles heel that Leeds have, it's always been up front in the front row. Maybe that will change.
Kick downfield was fielded by Rayner. He gets the first tackle for Hull, and Ewan Dowes puts the ball down. Great pressure applied by the forwards.
He was looking.
He could see Diskin coming at him.
He just took his eyes off the football. Well, they're squinting there, maybe Bit of mud may have splashed up, but didn't take away from the fact they definitely had a glance.
Ewan Dow's one of the several Leeds, ex-Leeds players in this Hull team, and certainly a man who has benefited from the move. Challenge Cup final and Grand Final in the last 2 years for him. This is Gareth Ellis now for the Rhinos. They are 30 metres away from the Hull line. Diskin is the dummy half.
So important tonight, both the halfbacks. Matt Diskin, Richard Swain, they've got to control things. Looks like Diskin may have picked up a bit of a knock there.
Maguire with a little jink tries to go inside too. Dowes was there to bring him down. This is Diskin's short ball. And now it's with Maguire again. Dabs the ball towards the in-goal area, gobbled up by the Hull defence though.
That was great work by Kirk Newman. We said before the game started, the kicking game will be so important. Just got his hands to it there. Forwards getting into it. Bit of fire from the Rhinos tonight.
Well, they want to make a good impression in the opening home game of the new campaign.
Oh, what a hit!
Terrific tackle that by Gareth Ellis. Here is Shane McMenemy. Hull having a devil's own job getting out of their own quarter. They've made it to the 20-metre mark, and that is all. Back it goes. Horn with the kick downfield. Underneath it, though, the safe hands of Brent Webb. Richard Whiting, first man to him for Hull. Webb gets to his feet. Plays the ball to Scott Donald. Crossfield run from Donald, halted by the tackle from Ewan Dowes. Up the middle they go again. It's all Leeds early. Tony Smith, their coach, must be pleased with the start that they have made, although that ball goes to ground. Lost a little bit of momentum there. Good harassing by Thomas Lee on Danny Maguire.
Great defence. Good work, though, by Maguire as well. He had to pick that ball up very, very sharply. Not the best pass. As Eddie mentioned, Tony Smith, the Leeds coach, would have been happy until this point in time. Did well to the standoff.
Stabbed through by Kevin Sinfield. That ball will surely skip away. Ooh, it does only just. There must be, and there is, plenty of water down there on the field.
Not surprisingly, Petey Sharp would have been fully aware of the advantage that Leeds have with the likes of Rob Barrow, Danny Maguire, and of course Kevin Sinfield, that short kicking game.
Second, hold.
4 minutes of the game gone. Leeds 0, Hull 0. And so far, it's been a bit of a war of attrition from the forwards, as you would expect on a night like this. Here, though, is Richard Horn.
I think Leeds the happier team, though, Eddie, at this stage. A really aggressive start from them, both with the ball and without it. And I think that aggression key, really, in the defence. Forced a mistake early on, and they want to get away from this line as quickly as possible.
That ball will hang up in the in-goal area. Brent Webb picks it up, runs the ball back, sees a little gap. Ball down, though, by Whiting and Matt Singh.
Tremendous kick. Kicking on the fourth tackle, not waiting until the last. It's so important, you know, in a pudding pitch like this, is to keep turning the forwards around. If you can do your opposition, keep them in their own quarter, they'll come up with errors. Errors will be a lot higher than most games, especially if it was dry.
There's young Lee Smith, missed Salford last week, featured in all 4 of England's Federation Shield successes last year. While some of his senior colleagues, this fellow was one of them. Rob Burrow was away with the Tri-Nations Tour. Sean Briscoe is underneath the kick downfield. Another England international, and Briscoe runs the ball back bravely. Halted, though, by Diskin and Keith Senior.
Just shows you the difference in regards to when you kick the ball right down the throat of the full-back, how he gets the momentum. They've only done 2 play the balls, and look, they're nearly at the halfway line. It's so important. Field position.
Now hold.
Richard Horn is underneath the tacklers of the Leeds Rhinos. Richard Swain is the dummy half. There goes Gareth Carvell. Carvell, a 2-year deal agreed at the close season. Formerly with Leeds as well. A dab over the top by Thomas Lee. Brent Webb plays it with the foot, picks it up.
Steve, on a night like this, how do you get your team to get the right balance between the number of runs from dummy half of we've just seen there from Leeds and the amount of moving the ball around? What is it you want from your team? Got a mixture of the two?
It is a mixture of the two, and you certainly don't want Leeds have come up there with errors. It's errors and penalties, I think. I think you've seen early in the game where Leeds got Hull camped down right on their own line there, and Hull struggled for the first set to get out. Kept the composure and managed to get away, and Richard Swain come up with a great kick, but I think on nights like this, Phil, you just basically trying to get your noses in front and stay in front, because it's difficult to chase this game.
So would a side even contemplate maybe 5 runs, everyone in the set, just to run from dummy half with your quick outside backs?
I think it could become a little bit predictable if you did it on every play, Phil, but in terms of the conditions and big men struggling in the middle, you want to get your little men on their big men if you can, and that's probably one of the best ways.
Oh, well, that's a mistake each way there. And Leeds have the ball back. Tupi dropped it, and Briscoe has just returned the compliment. But that is untidy. Gareth Ellis got a foot to it, managed to retain possession for his team.
A little bit too fancy from Hull, a little neat back inside pass. Well, full credit to both sides. They want to keep this ball alive.
That was a great ball from Sinfield off the deck to Gareth Ellis. Hull were alert to the danger. Diskin. Luluai, Bailey, forward pass.
Yeah, he delayed it just a fraction too long. Good work from the touch judge.
Kylie Luluai, the new prop forward, just over on it, Ryan Bailey. And Luluai, much travelled front rower, leads his 6th club in 9 years.
The biggest problem with the way that the prop forward, he didn't go forward. He stood there, and then as he tried to get the ball away, Bailey overran it.
Leeds offside at the scrum, standing inside. And so differential penalty.
Well,
we've had some emails, by the way, on Boots and All asking about that, the differential penalty. Boots and All this year is a live programme on Wednesdays at the moment. We'll go to Thursdays around Easter, and we welcome your emails to us. Here is Thomas Lee. Over the top it goes and finds Gareth Rayner, and Rayner cuts in off the touchline.
Tremendous link there by Hull. They're confident that they can keep control of this football. It's very slippy indeed, and they might catch Leeds napping here. Oh, they used the dummy Rayner, and it didn't work out. Ewan Dowes should really have got that. They'll go back to the first knock on from Dowes.
And he's just going back to that penalty that started the whole set there for Hull. You mentioned the fact there was a differential one. Just to clear up for any viewers, that's from a technical offence from a scrum, not foul play, and the team are unable to kick at goal. So you have to kick to touch, as Hull did on that occasion.
We just saw a glimpse there of the little short pass. They used the dummy runner first. Then Dowes really should have taken it. Good opportunity to have scored a try then, only 2 metres out. But that surprised me, Eddie, the way that Hull are now deciding to just give it plenty of air.
Well, we should credit them for that. In fact, we should credit both sides for the fact that they are both attempting to play rugby league football in appalling conditions. 9.5 minutes gone. 0-0 here at Headingley Carnegie.
Now will Leeds opt to do what Hull have been doing so far? That's kicking on the 4th tackle. No, they've decided to link out wide.
So Jamie Jones-Buchanan takes tackle number 5. Diskin waits dummy half, 40 metres from his own line. Here is Burrow, jinks away, gets the ball to Kylie Luluai in the end. They're in a bit of bother here, Leeds. Maguire might turn something from nothing into something. Oh, just couldn't. It's Tupi who drops it again.
You know, it reminded me of the Brisbane Broncos, that when you put Darren Lockyer under pressure, they tend to run in, whether it's for Brisbane or Australia, they sometimes turn it into a try. I thought Leeds may do the same. The pass missed there by Tupi, an opportunity.
Well, he should have taken it. It's as simple as that. The pass from Maguire was superb.
Clinton Tupi joined the Rhinos last August. He did it tough. In 7 appearances last year, he actually made his debut against Hull.
What a tackle. Just saying it, what a tackle there from Gareth Ellis. Again, he's proving to be a handful. That's a neat kick.
Great kick from Richard Horne. Webb is after it. Picks it up. And then Richard Whiting moves in for the tackle. Whiting, who is back in the side tonight, the 2005 Young Player of the Year, making his 200th career appearance for the Black and Whites. This is Scott Donald. Lots of ground laterally, but not much forward. There's Richard Whiting. Here is Lee Smith now.
Back up, Paul. Back up.
Smith will get to his feet. Plays the ball. Here's Tupi again. Ooh, another risky business pass from Tupi. This is Senior. That's touched backwards. Sinfield picks it up. The tackle count goes down to 1.
Well, you'd have to say that maybe Peter Sharp, the whole coach, have been disappointed with that Leeds have got another set of 6, but when you put yourself into a position there, did he actually go for the ball? Hard to define. And Steve Ganson said okay, but the point that I'm making
is lost it.
Oh, it's going to be one of those nights.
Well, you cannot really expect anything else, can you?
Well, that's why I'm surprised that we are seeing so much air. I mean, there are men going in, turning in the tackle, popping the ball up here, there, and everybody round it. That's great when the sun's shining, but it's so bad out there. All they have to do is to just make impact at the ball-carrying arm, and it's difficult to hold on to it. It's like a bar of soap.
Richard Horne gets possession from the scrum, finds Lee. Lee finds Yeeman. Back it goes to Lee again. Thomas Lee, 19 years of age, one of the rising stars at Hull. One of the youngsters to emerge from this club. And here now is Gareth Carvell.
Neat little switch there. Just
Quick play
caught
the
Leeds.
ball. Diskin gets the ball away. There's a chance here. It's a great chance for Danny Tickle, but he's held up by 3 Leeds defenders. Flashes the pass to Thomas Lee again. Lee finds the water and the bottom of the post and was so close to creating a try.
He would have been classed offside. I don't think he's that fast.
Well, that's Danny Washbrook.
It's not that fast, Eddie. That would have gone up to the screen, don't worry. Ben Thaler, the video ref tonight, he would have been the man to have decided, but he looked well and truly inside. But then again, Hull, they're not worried about it. They know they've got Leeds in a hole. That's going to be a penalty. He moved his arm. He moved his arm, so that constitutes he was indicating he wanted to tackle, and that is good play.
Well, the word for Leeds is that they needed a penalty to get out of that end zone, didn't they, really? They struggled. They didn't have the bravery or the players really busting holes down the middle, really, on them. And if they have had a problem in the past, Steve-O, when they've had to do the hard work, they've liked to magically or play their way out to this end of the field rather than just work out. You see the kick. Excellent one from Lee to hit the post, but Leeds survive.
And I think that shot from the sideline showed us that Danny Washbrook actually was well onside.
Well, I won't be having a bet about him beating me over 100 metres, you're right. It's but for all the world, to my eyes anyway, he arrived there very quickly. They still have yet to put points on the board, but Hull must feel pretty confident.
This is Scott Donald. Horne and McMenemy get to him. Diskin at dummy half, right on the halfway line. Misses out Bailey, gives it to Maguire. Maguire gives it then to Ellis. Not much ground made forward by Leeds. Just a couple of metres over the halfway line now in Hull territory as Diskin starts again, and he finds Rob Burrow, and Burrow will scamper forward, then fire the pass into Jamie Jones-Buchanan's arms. He's tackled by Kirk Yeeman. They go down the short side, went without the ball, but I think the referee has got Hull for not standing square. It's a penalty to the Leeds Rhinos here.
Well, that quick play of the ball's winning them those penalties, isn't it? Hull unable to get back and set in position, and you see the Hull defender there gets involved in making that tackle far too soon. It's Kirk Yeeman, swamps Clinton Tupi, but it's penalised by the referee. And again, these penalties have taken Leeds from one end of the field to the other, and they're about to bring on the big gun too.
Oh, good hit, good tackle from Tickle.
Yes, Tickle was in there quickly, and so too was number 23 Thomas Lee. Here those Jamie Jones-Buchanan fires the pass into the arms of Ryan Bailey. Diskin at dummy half again. Bailey asking for a penalty from the referee. Mr. Ganson not coming. That's Maguire's inside pass.
Great positioning from the fullback, but it was great defence. They picked him out.
Here's Maguire again, teasing the line, but tackle is effected by Richard Horne. Keith Senior dummy half. Back it comes to Sinfield. Here is Peacock.
It's got to be a dam. Keep it under the ground, skid all over the place.
Last one here for the Rhinos. And there it is, a little dab to the in-goal area. Max Singh grounds it in his own in-goal. And so it'll be a drop out underneath the posts. Leeds will get the second set of 6.
Wonderful rugby league from both sides. Maguire, well weighted, but read exceptionally well by Max Singh. He's an experienced Australian winger, this fella. But look how he placed it there. You've got to applaud. Real professionalism.
If Leeds' tries from last week are any indication about how they might just worry Hull now, it's quick little men, Burrow, Maguire and Webb, running at the big forwards in the middle and stepping close to the line. Watch for them close in here, that could be the way over.
Scratchy drop out from underneath his own sticks by Richard Horne. Tupy has it, he's 20 metres away from the Hull line. And here is Leeds trying to drive it forward again in the shape of Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Now it's Rob Burrow. He finds Danny Maguire. Maguire gives it to Brent Webb. Great stuff from Webb. A dummy and a little shimmy inside. Halted by the tackle from McMenemy. It's with Ellis. Here's Sinfield. Good ball and well away. Burrow. Jamie Jones. Out wide. Try for Lee Smith.
There looks a few dodgy ones amongst that lot.
Lee Smith of the Leeds Rhinos crowns his comeback to the side with his first try of the season. He played for England with distinction in the Federation Shield. He was a sub in the final against Tonga, but he has got Leeds underway here with the first try of the night, and it was the result of sheer pressure from the Rhinos.
Tremendous link, but I have my doubts about 2 of the final passes. He got the numbers in the middle, and then Barrow realised it a little bit short on the outside. Ooh, that looks dodgy, both of them. No help from the touch judge. Here's the one from Burrows. That doesn't look too bad, but what about this one? Oh, and this one. I've seen them given for worse. Take nothing away from the way that Lee Smith went into the corner. Well taken.
You've seen all of Leeds' skills here in this set. The kick to win the goal line drop out, 3 players, and then 7 wonderful passes to take the ball from one side of the field to the other. Deserved try scores in the corner.
Lee Smith, the try scorer, 20 years of age, 4 England caps. As I say, he won them all in the Federation Shield last year. And here now is Kevin Sinfield, 5 from 6 goals against Salford last week, raring to go in 2007. Oh, it's a great kick in these conditions. That's a magnificent kick from Kevin Sinfield. And Leeds are ahead by 6 points to 0.
Look at all the numbers there. 5 Hull players. You've got to be caught out wide when you feel inside, but I have got to have my doubts about those last 2. Either way, it's on the scoreboard, and Leeds are happy.
And Steve McNamara, the Rhinos have weathered a bit of a storm from Hull, but they've struck back and they're in front.
They have struck back. I think Phil touched on it. It was 2 back-to-back penalties, but give them some field position. The third set with a repeat set from the dropout, and just too much pressure in there for the Hull defence. Just one slip defensively. They found an offload, and Leeds exposed them on the edge.
Gareth Ellis for the Rhinos once again. Hull trailing 6-0. Sinfield in quickly at dummy half. Tried to go through Carvel and McMenemy. Failed. Tackle number 3. Here goes Diskin on a little run. Good work from Diskin. Gets it away to Maguire. Maguire then feeds it back to Clinton Tupy.
Looking a lot more confident now, aren't they, Leeds? It's amazing what a try can do to you. They went back on the inside. The one thing they are splitting this whole defence up now is they're taking the one out and then back on the inside. They're running the angles well.
And Rob Burrow missed his kick completely then, so that will be classed as a knock-on. Under pressure here, the little fella from Dowes.
Right, missed it completely. Platter cake onto the ground.
First. Hold, Ryan, hold.
Well, these are real back to the winter days pictures you're watching tonight, aren't they, on Sky Sports? A real slog in the mud, this.
It'll be interesting, Eddie, to see whether either side will have a fresh kit for the second half, because there's nothing worse than sitting in half-time in wet clothes like this.
That was Richard Swain. Here is Richard Horne. Good smothering there from Jamie Peacock.
3 really good tackles in a row there from Leeds, weren't they? They dominated the man with the ball, they controlled the play of the ball. Watchbook though, good offload.
Indeed, to McMenemy. That came off the legs of Richard Swain. This is the last tackle here for Hull.
They may have got a little bit of fingertip to there. The Leeds fans shouting that it was a knock-on. They're going wide.
They are going wide. But that's great defence. Yeaman managed to get the ball back though, but the referee said it's a knock-on by Yeaman. So it's the turnover. Let's go down to Bill. I understand he has something to say about Yeaman. Bill?
Back up. Hold.
Eddie, we've heard about the problems Lee Radford has missing this game because of flu. Well, he's not the only one to have been suffering. Understand Kurt Yeaman was laid low with it yesterday and isn't 100%. Motu Tony is also absent, of course, with that bug. Graham Horn has been suffering from it, so just 1 or 2 Hull players probably a little below par here tonight.
Trying to dummy the ball to get them outside.
Well, the referee has penalised Jamie Peacock here, and I think what he was saying is he was trying a touch of gamesmanship here to try and get the man offside.
Well, they got that wrong, the referee.
He says he tried to get up to his feet, dummied the ball to try and get them offside.
I think he just lost control of it, that's all.
Well.
Oh, they haven't found touch, and they were very, very lucky indeed to get away with it. Ricocheted off the winger's legs.
Well, maybe Hull had a touch of conscience there.
I think you've seen 2 examples of court killers there, Eddie. You know, what penalty against you when you're in possession, and then when you get a penalty, you don't find touch. And you know, not a nice feeling when you sat there as a coach and them sorts of things happen. But again, this game it's starting off at a real good pace, and not many penalties in it, and it's just starting to creep in now.
Well, you saw the action here from Tupi. Definitely had a second pull, shake of the head from.
You know, and just listening to the referee as well, I think he's just apologised there to Jamie Peacock and said it might have been a bit harsh.
Yes, I think he had a little word in his ear.
And that's good to see. That is very good to see. The touch judge is on. Saw something that perhaps we didn't. Maybe a swinging arm just on the blind side.
Okay. All right. Okay, mate. Danny Tickle.
The referee wants Danny Tickle to come and have a word.
Hurry up, come on. Listen to the touch judge.
You're going to make a tackle, Danny Tickle, put hand in the face.
Okay, mate, don't do it.
It's a penalty to Leeds for, well, the referee just made a signal, the use of an elbow on the ground by Tickle.
Well, he's a better man than me.
Well, I think maybe Mr. Ganson owes Tickle an apology now.
Yep.
But that was a report from his touch judge, to be fair. It's a drive forward here by Ryan Bailey. Might notice Bailey operating in 16 this season. He's lost his number 8 jersey, but being preferred at the start and playing well in the opening of 2007. This is Maguire. Will play the ball to Brent Webb. Burrow and Sinfield. Halted by 3. 4 tackles gone. Leeds camped underneath the Hull post. Disc in the dummy half. Burrow attacking the line, stabs the ball or tries to, bounces round, gobbled up by the Hull defence.
Poor play there by Rob Burrow. If you're only going to get position, you've got to get a kick through. Give yourself room to move. You shouldn't be running towards a defence and trying to do it in action. Tried to do far too much there, and they have lost a very good field position.
This is Gareth Rayner. Look at the tackles that Hull are having to get through in the opening 25 minutes of this match. They've missed 5. Leeds, so far, they've been pretty strong in their defensive work and their tackling.
Clear.
Hoof downfield, but straight into the arms of Scott Donald. I think that was off the boot of Thomas Lee. It was.
Hold. Hold.
Maguire, the dummy half. Senior. Difficult to put down, Keith Senior. 149 tries in Super League, just 1 for 150 for Senior. Will become the first man to reach the milestone. Diskin at dummy half, goes in field and finds Sinfield. Big Ali Lauatiti is on, standing like a beacon as well in a bright white kit. There he is, watching as Burrow goes on a little run. Diskin. Back it comes to Maguire, who hoists the up and under. There's a tester. Oh, and it's well claimed by Lee Smith. And eventually the ball just finds its way to the sideline.
Tremendous kick into the corner. Got plenty of height on it. I must say, Gareth Rayner never really went for it. You knew there was no corner flag in there. Where's it gone? Is there a kid running up and down the stands with it? Either way, we need one putting back there very quick, and they're just doing that now, I think.
It's on the deck. And amongst the advertising hoardings, the corner post.
Well, I know it's pedantic, but it could be vital.
Well,
someone could be diving into the corner and you've got no idea whether he touched it or not.
I think he's put it in the wrong spot now, the groundsman. He's put it in the dead, on the dead goal line.
It's a ball boy.
I think he's realised his mistake, is he? No, he's making sure it's he's making sure it's in properly. The ball boy has got it wrong. Well, maybe someone will have a word.
Well, I hope so. I think they must have borrowed him from Ellen Road. It's got to come back.
Good kick downfield, this. Brent Webb will pick it up in the mud.
Surrender!
Again, pretty good kick and chase. Well, Leeds will be quite happy. They're leading on the scoreboard, and they were really put under the cosh in the opening 15
Donald
minutes.
has got away. And just in time, the corner post goes in the correct spot. Here is Rob Burrow.
One of the clear battles that Leeds are winning in this game is the speed of the play of the ball, playing it quicker than Hull, and that's one of the reasons why they're getting downfield and looking more dangerous again. Hull players struggling to get back to referee as the ball's played and Hull are off on it again. And Leeds are either go with Ellis.
Ellis, indeed, surrounded by three, eventually goes to ground on tackle number 5. This is Maguire. Will just pop the ball over the top. Oh, it's very well taken by Matt Singh. Good chase, though, by Maguire, putting everybody onside. Briscoe for Hull.
Oh, that looked pretty high, but the one thing that's I have to admire about both sides, the pace that they're playing. Oh, wow. What a hit. Fantastic stuff. Oh, Tupi picked his man and made the mark.
Great ball off the deck by Rayner.
Back up, Leeds, Keith. Back up, Paul. Back up.
Graham Horn might have a touch of flu, we hear from Bill, but he's out there on the field. Replaced Shane McMenemy. The kick from Lee will go straight down the throat of Brent Webb. And Webb will launch the counter.
You know, Brent Webb will thank his teammates when there were 3 in the face of Lee there as he put that kick downfield. He just wanted to get it away as quickly as he could. Hence the reason why Webb took it on the full.
This is senior for the Rhinos now.
And that's much better by the centre. They really have to try to just spread the workload. Can't let the forward do it throughout.
Peacock gets the ball away to Lauatiti. Lauatiti is wrapped up by 2. Yeaman is 1, Lee is the other.
Good work as well by Kirk Yeaman. He came in on the angle, knew that Lauatiti had nowhere to go.
Gareth Ellis again with the drive forward on tackle number 4. Just over the halfway line. He'll play the ball to Diskin. This is Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Here is Maguire.
Starting to make the half breaks. Okay, not getting through the first line of defence, but oh, that's a poor kick yet again.
Sinfield right down the throat of Matt Singh this time. Here is Sean Briscoe.
How's that for confidence? Wet weather, 3 steps, lobs it 20 metres to his full back.
Singh again, but Leeds very aware of the danger that the former Australian international and Queensland State of Origin star will pose. Half an hour gone, Leeds 6, Hull 0. Did you expect it to be anything other than this, Steve McNamara?
Not in these conditions, Eddie, and like I said earlier on, it's probably important that the side what gets in front stays in front. It's very, very difficult chasing the game in these sort of circumstances, and you know, they're really negating each other at this stage now, and it's really looking for someone to come up with that slip, that error or that lack of inner discipline, or give someone a field position to hopefully get across the line again.
Defence is on top so far. And Brent Webb over to collect the ball forward. The World Club Challenge is this time next week. Saints against the Brisbane Broncos at the Reebok Stadium, Bolton. We will be there. Hope you will be too. And if you need any information about the World Club Challenge, or indeed the Millennium Magic Weekend down in Cardiff on the bank holiday weekend, the 5th and 6th of May, there's the phone number, 0113 232 911. Talk to them at the Rugby Football League and they will give you all the detail that you require.
Well done, Richard. Hold.
The Broncos of Brisbane, of course, who were involved in South Wales last night in Bridgend against the Celtic Crusaders. And a really healthy crowd they got down there in South Wales. The interest in rugby league is growing in that part of the world, hence the Millennium Magic Weekend.
Tremendous kick there from
Maguire was high on
Silly
Briscoe.
play. I just about to praise the man for a tremendous kick, and then he tried to knock his head off.
Or did he try to knock the ball out? Am I defending him too much? It doesn't look good, does it?
No,
I think you're
ball
defending
doesn't
him,
have a
Perry
hair.
Mason.
I'll let you into a secret, Phil. The ball does have, it has no hair around it.
Serious damage. Come on.
Yeah, it was a bit of a high swinging arm from Danny Maguire.
Hold.
I like that word you use, bit. Just a bit of a... Then he knocked his head off.
32.5 minutes gone. 6-0 Leeds Rhinos are ahead against the Black and Whites of Hull. Last year's beaten grand finalists, of course.
Second.
Lost 26-4 to St Helens at Old Trafford.
Third.
Again, solid defence from Leeds. You know, their coach Tony Smith, he was very, very pleased with their defence against Salford last week. Even though they did skip over for some early tries, they had to dig deep.
Yes, they scored 5 tries, but in the end, Steve-O, they conceded 5.
Yeah, but he was happy with the way that they dug deep late in the game. When they were under cost, they didn't get much possession.
Yeah, Salford came back at them. That's Richard Horne's kick to the corner. Oh, and it just skims touch in goal.
See how it just dropped.
Every other kick into that corner has just dropped like a pudding.
Here, skidded
That
away.
one skimmed away.
He tried to get the backspin on it.
It's quite a safe bet to say you're probably not going to see a long-range try here tonight, Steve A, and that's why both teams are working. Leeds will be so disappointed. When you look back at what can cost you a game, you very often forget the penalties you can see, but Danny Maguire's mistake with that high tackle really ruined a great opportunity for Leeds to build some pressure, force an error, and perhaps camp on Hull's line with the ball.
Yeah, you're right, and you know, Tony Smith certainly will be unhappy with it, and you know, give Hull an opportunity to get to this other end. But I think there's been 2 chances in the game for all match. One when Leeds scored, and one where it looked like Hull were going to score for kicking it at the bottom of the post. You need a little bit of luck in these conditions, but you need to make a bit of luck as well.
Well, Clinton Tupy not too happy with the official, and he won't do himself any favours. It certainly looked as though it was reefed away, didn't it?
Well, you're right, he won't
Tommy
do
Lee.
himself any favours, because it isn't a knock-on on a scrum, it's now a penalty because of something that Tupy said to Mr Ganson. So the penalty given for dissent. Thomas Lee.
He searched for him, didn't he?
Scott Wheeldon.
Pretty important now that Hull get a try. They need points on the board. It's something to lift them.
Wayne Godwin is on. And so too is Hutch Mayava, the former Cronulla and Canterbury Bulldog.
Well, we should see a little bit more running from the dummy half with Godwin out there.
Lee's pass was up round the neck of Kirk Eamon. He did well and came in off the touchline. There's Godwin. Little scamper from dummy half, as Steve-O was expecting, but still takes the tackle. Thomas Lee and Richard Horne. Flicks the pass to brother Graham. Leeds were waiting for it though. The trap is sprung. They are 18 metres away. Eamon seems to be causing some concern out there. And oh, there you go. Brent Webb aquaplanes over the dead ball line. It would be a goal line dropout here for Hull. Great kick actually from Richard Horne.
Tremendous, put him under a lot of pressure. He did well though, didn't he?
This is exactly the same way that Leeds scored, didn't they? They forced a goal line dropout, and on the 4th tackle shifted the ball with some really good passing to score. What will Hull do here now?
Okay, onside.
I think they've changed their pattern in attack of this black and white side for Hull. Early on, they were eager to keep it alive, crisscrossing and trying to offload in very tight situations. I think now they'll just graft it to the line.
Richard Horne, short ball, and that is Scott Wheeldon. Godwin, Horne, Mayava.
Now
wrapped up. Oh,
he's
the ball
got rid
has
of
come
it.
free.
That's play on.
And well picked up by Danny Maguire under pressure from Scott Wheeldon
It's
there.
a massive error, isn't it, there from Mayava? Because the big play was the next one where they were going to go towards Kurt Yeaman's side of the field. Dangerous player. He's got Gareth Rayner outside him who loves to score against his former club. And they've ruined what opportunity they probably waited 10-15 minutes to build for.
Not only that, Phil, they had the opportunity to perhaps get a second set of 6 with beautiful kick. We've already seen how Richard Horne is controlling things out there.
Sinfield solid enough. Diskin dummy half. Jamie Jones Buchanan waited for the pass, it came to him. Jamie Jones goes down 40 metres away from his own line. It's the last one. Look for the kick here. Burrow has it. Hull trying to force the error. Peacock gets it wide. It's into the mud. Oh, Briscoe had to be brave then. Boots were flying. Brent Webb, was it? No. Yes, it was Brent Webb. He was looking for the opportunity there.
Great to see two fullbacks really getting into each other there. Talk about putting your body on the line, and that's what Sean Briscoe did.
Godwin on halfway. Wheeldon.
It was rather amusing. Leeds was looking to get the kick downfield. It landed in the hands of Peacock.
Thomas Lee, little half break.
Who said, I can't kick, so he gets straight away to Clinton Toopy.
Mayava, and he gets the ball away this time to Richard Horne. Leeds are watching him very closely. Last tackle, just outside the 20-metre zone. Up in the air from Lee again. Well fielded by Webb, but they're going to get another set of 6 here, Hull. Just 2 minutes away from half-time. Great pressure from Peter Sharp's men.
That's all you need. Just keep turning the tourniquet. He knew he had nowhere to go, but you have to admire this man. We know about the skills. We've seen him in the Tri-Nations last year, but he reads a game well. His positioning sense in rugby league is second to none.
I know it's rained a few times at Old Trafford on Grand Final night, but we seem like a million miles away from a summer game and a Grand Final at Old Trafford on a night like this, don't we? Mud, ankle deep.
Well, it has stopped raining,
thankfully.
The nature of this competition is you have to be able to play all the seasons, all the conditions, all the adversity that it throws up with injuries and suspensions throughout the year, loss of players, transfers. You've got to throw everything and handle everything over the course of the whole season.
Yes, and if you win that glittering prize at Old Trafford, it has been a long, long road getting there, and it is very well deserved. Lee ducks under a couple, couldn't get away from Lauatiti. Godwin waits. They've still got plenty of time here, Hull, to build something. That's a drive in by Danny Tickle. He'll play the ball underneath the sticks almost, and he finds Richard Horne. There's something developing here, but that is off the chest of Brother Graham. And it's a forward pass anyway, says the referee.
You try to give the impression, as a lot of sides do, that he's going to be utilised as a dummy runner, and then at the very last moment you let go of it, but he'd overstepped the mark. He wasn't going to fool Keith Senior. He picked him out. He's my man. Bang. He won't be happy.
Okay, lads, lock in tight. Richard, stay on, mate.
Last 30 seconds of the first half. 6-0. Leeds just ahead. Senior gets the ball away. Here goes Scott Donald. A couple of missed tackles there. Looping pass. Oh, that will stick in the mud almost. He did well, Clinton Toopy, to rescue his team then.
Great work by Scott Donald. Didn't have much room to move. Made sure that he didn't go on the outside, did the step, looked inside, ensured that possession was vital. They know that it's only one more play of the ball and it should be the end.
There's the half-time siren. The final tackle of the first half on Rob Burrow by Washbrook and Graham Horne. But it's Lee Smith's try that separates the two teams at half-time, and Sinfield's magnificent kick off the touchline means the Southstanders are seeing their team turn round at half-time, leading by 6 points to 0 on a glue pot of the pitch on a really wet night here in West Yorkshire. The Rhinos are ahead by 6-0 at half-time. Harlequins shocked the Rugby League world last week with their victory over the Saints at Nosey Road, and they return home to face the Salford City Reds. Tomorrow night, 5:45, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. Here at Headingley, Leeds Rhinos are ahead by 6 points to 0 against the Black and Whites of Hull. Well, we saw Hull KR come back and win late in the game last Saturday night on their Super League debut against the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. I wonder whether Hull can repeat the dose. Leeds will be anxious, though, to hang on to what they have. Steve, I was wondering whether the Leeds players had a second change of jerseys with them, because it would be a bit uncomfortable sitting in the change rooms during half-time in wet clothes. And I think, as we saw then, the players coming out, the answer's no. They stay in the jerseys that served them in the first half. Jamie Jones-Buchanan apart.
Pretty important now for Leeds to get a very deep kick and a good chase. Just to get the confidence back, the adrenaline pumping through. 6-point lead. As the game progresses, it applies more and more pressure for Hull to try to keep this ball alive.
Kevin Sinfield gets us underway then, start of this second half. This could go anywhere, and it was well trapped by Thomas Lee. And there goes Hutch Mayava. First tackle of the second half. Leeds ahead by 6 points to 0. The Hull team have won just 1 of 6 stretching back to last September. They've lost their last 4 away from the KC Stadium, if you take into account that defeat in the grand final as well, of course. So they will look to get their campaign really up and running. Just the 1 point from the draw, 10-all against the Catalan Dragons on Sunday. And that's Danny Tickle, picked up and dumped to the ground by Lauatiti and Jamie Peacock. Mayava again.
There appears to be a lot more venom in Leeds this season in their defensive pattern, looking to help each other.
Richard Horne with the kick downfield, and he finds touch, and Scott Donald just dancing out of the way. Did you see, though, Steve-O, Peter Sharp at half-time? Did you see how animated he was in that dressing room?
He was livid, mainly due to the fact that they got themselves into good positions and then tried to force the pass. There are times when you just got to grind it out, and this is one of those nights.
Hold out.
Leeds get possession from the scrum, and here is Keith Senior and Yeeman and Lee get to him, bring him down. That was Maguire. Lauatiti on the charge forward. Good run from the big Kiwi. This is Diskin. Diskin gives it to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. For 5 minutes or so we'll know who Jamie is with that bright white jersey on. Diskin. Maguire. Horne was quickly to him. Graham Horne and Richard Horne. With a bit of help from Scott Wheeldon as well. Diskin. It's the ball away to Burrow. Burrow short ball to Gareth Ellis. Last one here for Leeds. Back it comes to Maguire. He'll hump it wide. Oh, that could bounce anywhere. Rayner does well. Now he'll have to straighten it up, and does.
Well, he took a huge gamble, though, didn't he, Gareth Rayner, allowing that ball just to bounce in front. He was in position.
Matt Singh here for Hull. 20 metres away from his own line. Richard Whiting. Whiting, 2005 Young Player of the Year. 2 tries against Leeds in the win at the KC Stadium last August. Great tackling, and such good tackling that the ball is dislodged. That's a fantastic hit on Scott Wheeldon. And Leeds congratulate each other just as if they just scored the match-winning try.
Impact.
Jamie Peacock leading the way, as he did, to be fair, for Great Britain in that Tri-Nation series last year.
Tremendous stuff.
The only Great Britain player to appear in the world at 13, Jamie Peacock, the captain of his country. Fantastic effort there.
Didn't do a bad job either, did Gareth Ellis, did he? Just finishing him off on the top.
And a
Silly messing
penalty
about.
for interference at the play of the ball. I wonder whether Leeds will be tempted to go for the 2.
Yep, they'll go for it. They know they're going to stretch it, make it even more difficult for Hull to get back.
Let's go down to Bill on the sideline. Bill?
Well, Eddie, just while Kevin Sinfield's teeing up this penalty, there's a bit of injury news from the sidelines. It doesn't concern any of the players, but the officials, because Stuart Marshall, who was one of the touch judges in the first half, is off, and Jamie Leahy, who's nearest us there, has taken his place. Jamie was the 4th official before the game started, but he's had to step into the breach because of that injury. And he's had a busy night because, of course, he had to solve that corner flag issue.
This is an important kick.
Must be too many games for touch judges nowadays, Eddie.
Yeah, there must be. Maybe they'll be asking for a reduction in the numbers. Sinfield with the kick. And he's missed with that. And what's more, didn't get the ball dead, so Briscoe can run it out. And the referee gets a very late call from its touch judge to say that the ball was a foot on the line, or a foot behind the line, maybe.
No.
Pretty close.
I think he got it right.
Pretty hard to decide. Anyway, he's got the nod. Combination.
I think the first shot proved conclusively that he got it right, but it was a very late call. Here goes Peacock again then. Wheeldon missed him, Horn hangs on. Wheeldon comes back in with Washbrook to bring him down.
No doubt about Johnny Smith, the Leeds coach. He just said to him, let's going to grind it. That's what we need. Maybe go for the 1 point midway through the second half. It's not going to be pretty. It's safety first at the moment.
This is now TTO. What a pass to Brent Webb! Great ball in field to Sinfield. Wonderful try. Sinfield with the try. Webb with a fantastic pass. And Kevin Sinfield comes up with his first Super League try in 12 months to increase the Rhinos' advantage. Raring to go again, having been overlooked for Great Britain last year, Kevin Sinfield increases the Leeds lead. They're in double figures.
It all came about by the late call from the touch judge. Briscoe put his foot in the touch. He can go and watch this. Watch the pass. Lauatiti, thank you very much indeed. You talk about composure. The inside ball from Brent Webb to Sinfield is outstanding, but it's not better than this one. That's why they paid a lot of money for Lauatiti, and probably the reason why they splashed out as well for the Kiwi fullback Brent Webb. Outstanding.
Well, this team like a goal line drop head on. They've had 2 tonight and they've come up with 2 tries. Although it got some distance on it, the Leeds skill was fantastic, wasn't it? Shifted it first to the left-hand touchline, you see on play 2, back to the middle, and then the big sweeping play to score the try. That's how to put points on the board.
And Sinfield adds the extras from bang in front. The last time he scored a try in Super League was round 2 12 months ago against Wigan. Here he has made it 12-0 to his team in the round 2 match against Hull at muddy Headingley. Well, what do the black and whites have in the locker now? A 12-point advantage on a night like this. It's a lot to make up. Steve McNamara.
It is a lot, and you know, spoke about our time about the defensive play, and I think the Jamie Peacock tackle knocked the ball loose. Yeah, they missed the kick for goal, but they got the restart and they've scored off the back of it, and it was a fantastic offensive play. But 12 points in these conditions is difficult, it's not impossible. I think one more score for Leeds, and if Hull had scored 3 times, it may prove too much.
Oh, they've lost
Ball has
that.
come out, and Hull have the ball back. It's going to be a night like this. It has been for 48 minutes. That's great defence, though, on Mayava. And
He's
they have
lost
the
it as
ball
well.
back, Leeds.
Now then, did he lose it or was it scooped away? Hard to decide. Steve Ganson, he was on the spot.
Here comes Peacock again for the Rhinos. Through Graham Horn. Still going.
Champion run. He needed that extra 15 metres forward, and he's just slowing things down. It's good work from Jamie Peacock.
Senior takes tackle number 3, this set of 6. Diskin is in at dummy half. Now then, it's with Maguire, and here comes Lauatiti again. Finds... Well, they found Tupi, and then the ball found its way to Lee Smith.
Tony Smith will be furious at Clinton Tupi. Oh, they've got a penalty.
Hull will be furious with Hutch Mayava with another penalty.
They'll dig this into the corner. They won't bother to take the 2. They want to apply the pressure. Sinfield says, give it to me. Silly play. Tried to wrestle off, never made any movement to get away from it. Kicked into the corner. More pressure now for Hull.
And Jamie Thackeray is on the field, formerly with Hull, now with the Rhinos. Shown the exit door at the KC Stadium last year. Lauatiti does well again, he finds Maguire. Maguire teasing them in defence, running the arc, giving it to Senior. And Senior...
Great defence.
Flicks the ball
got it
back
away.
inside brilliantly, it's Webb. It's Ellis, and it's a flying tackle that was needed by Wayne Godwin. Here is Rob Burrow. Burrow jinking his way through. 3 tackles gone, underneath the sticks. It's Lauatiti. Gets the ball away. Maguire. Hull hang on and push him back. Diskin, will he go on his own? Gives it instead to the big fella. Luluai's lost it.
Great defence. You've got to admire the way that Hull stuck it out then. Luluai made the mistake. And look at Briscoe saying, come on. They know they've got to get back into this game, but it's going to be a hard slog.
Just less than half an hour to go. 12-0 Leeds ahead. Hull need to score just to get a bit of confidence back.
They scored plenty of points here last year, Eddie, didn't they? I think on that night, I think Paul Cook was the main instrumental person behind a lot of them big players, and they're certainly missing his influence tonight.
Yes, he's a big miss, Paul Cook.
They scored
Start of the season.
They scored 7 tries that night. 5 of them, Steve, were very close to Leeds' try line, within that 10-metre zone. So the first thing they've got to do to have any chance of scoring, I feel, is to get downfield. You've seen how fast this Leeds side are when they're moving the ball around themselves. When it comes to defending, they have the equal amount of enthusiasm and speed as well. So Hull's best chance is to get near the line and somehow crash over it.
Graham Hall, that's a great tackle on Keith Senior.
Leeds coach,
Fantastic defence from Leeds at the minute.
certainly is, and Leeds coach Tony Smith will get the message and say, look, no silly penalties, get off them, don't mess around with the play of the ball. They're out on their feet, Hull, at the moment.
Mayava off. Carvella's come on. Deep kick collected by Lee Smith. Good chase from Hull.
Good work from
Scott
Wheeldon,
Gareth
yeah.
Carvell. Didn't like it, Lee Smith. Here's Scott Donald.
Swinging out from Danny Tickle. Got the shoulder in. Wasn't the forearm.
Lee Smith again.
Oh, it's crunch time out there, and it's not Brandy Snap. They're really into it. Bang! Thackeray takes them on.
Well, Jamie will, won't he? Against his former club. He'll be looking for a big last half hour. Luai hands it on to Sinfield. Tupi, beg pardon. Here is Burrow, under pressure from Thomas Lee, but got the kick away and found touch as well.
Under pressure, the little fella gets a magnificent kick downfield. That's all they have to do. With a 12-point lead in difficult conditions, they just got to nag away.
Well, Rob Burrow didn't get a run in the Tri-Nations tour.
And that's why I feel that he's looking towards a big season. He's played well tonight.
He was a great tourist though, Steve, wasn't he? He was never miserable, always had a smile on his face, cheery word.
He's a great guy.
And he carried a camera around for us for a week or so, I think. Good defence from Leeds again, deep in Hull territory.
Bit of a push and shove in back play. Ellis wanted to continue on with it. He wants to get back into the same position.
This is Carvel.
Thackeray went high on Carvel when looking. That's good play though from Hull. Quick play of the ball, got themselves in a good position. Now they should be able to get a good kick away.
Richard Horn with the run. The kick from Thomas Lee, but Brent Webb. Well, we criticised Great Britain, didn't we, a few times in the Tri-Nations this year and last year and the year before. But Brent Webb, his positional play at full-back is magnificent.
He puts a magnet in the ball, doesn't he?
I think
as soon as it goes in the air, it's drawn towards him. He's very, very good at it, isn't it? And I think as the pitches get harder, you'll see him at his best too. He loves a faster track than what we see tonight. I think as the year warms up as well, Leeds will become an even more dangerous and a more exciting side to watch here at Headingley Carnegie. They really have shown glimpses today of how they want to play this year.
Ball has been lost there. Hull have it back.
Just trying to be a little bit too fancy, Leeds, when all they need to do is just stick to the basics.
That was a crunch tackle on Matt Singh by Gareth Ellis. Here goes Carvel.
He's been impressive, hasn't he? Both in defence and attack. The second row, Gareth Ellis had a tremendous year for Leeds.
Richard Horn. Back it comes to Lee, and Lee will dab the ball towards that muddy patch. And Lee Smith does really well. Oh, that ball's come free.
Oh, he's lost it. He has lost it. He tried to be too clever. He did everything right, slid with the body in between the oncoming traffic. And then he tried to stand up and skip over the top, lost control. It's little things like that. Lack of composure, keeping control. And from the impact, he lost possession.
I think he's skittled here, isn't he? Legs go from underneath him. Bump. Yeaman underneath.
But all he had to do was just try to scamper and keep his body low.
Well, a chance here for Hull. This is Carvel. And Leeds will want to muscle up in defence now. Godwin is directing the operations 10 metres out from dummy half. He gives it to Richard Horn. Horn tries to drop the shoulder, tries to lose the big fellow.
Look who's in there again. Gareth Ellis, working overtime.
Godwin. And Dowse.
I'll put my money on Godwin going on his own, scampering, ducking underneath.
He's looked left, he's looked right, he's going on his own, you're right. But Leeds were alert to it as well. Danny Tickle now. Back it comes to Richard Horn. There is Thomas Lee. He'll stab another one, but no, it isn't. It stands in the in-goal area, and Matt Singh, I think he's over the line though with his back foot, is he? Or did he have the presence of mind to lift it? There was a huge splashdown from Singh, and he managed to get back. The ball looked like it was going to beat everybody, but held up in the mud.
It looked far too strong.
Well, he's
onside.
Way onside.
Yeah, that's no problem. It just goes plop. Yep, no problem whatsoever. Watch out this ball. Now, he definitely goes over the whitewash, does Matt Singh. But does he lift the leg enough? It's enough, it's a patty cake.
Well, this will tell us. He's not over the whitewash at all.
He's fine. He's just got it down before the toe.
Hang on, look at the right foot.
Yeah, but look at the fingers. It's got to him first. I think he's got the fingers there just a fraction in front, and that's all it takes.
Well, I know that Phil says from time to time it deserves a try. It should be a try.
It's the
for
right.
effort.
It's the right boot. It's the right boot. Fingertips just in time. Well, look at the fingers. It's down the side of the ball. He's got that. It's a split second, but it's going to be TRY.
He deserves a try for swimming there. He swum.
Unbelievable stuff.
Had to swim through the air there.
Well,
He's got to give it. He has got to give this.
what benefit of doubt, if nothing else?
No, he doesn't need benefit of doubt. The fingertips get down a fraction. It may be a millisecond, but it's enough as far as I'm concerned. We'll see closer here. Yep, go back one frame. He's got his fingers on it there. Fingers on it. TRY for I'll put everything on it.
Well, Matt Singh thinks he has, and the whole support hope he has, and he has! Matt Singh gets the try. Took a long time for Ben Thaler to decide, but he had to get that one right. That was a big call, and Hull have just managed by a fraction of an inch, courtesy of Matt Singh, to get themselves back in this match.
Good kick from Tommy Lee. Look how he just sent it. There was no one at home. Wonderful stuff, and it all came about by the mistake by Scott Donald. Kick into the corner. He could really just scramble the way through. And as Phil Clark said, he wouldn't perhaps swim the channel with that style, but it's come up with a forward, could get back into it. Big kick, Danny Tickle. Pressure.
Massive kick, and he has pulled it the wrong side of the posts. But Matt Singh tries in successive matches for the 14-time Australian international and the 24-time State of Origin star with Queensland. Matt Singh has put Hull back, but only 4 points. 8 points the difference.
He's one of those wingers, Matt Singh, reliable. You need a player on that wing who, given the chance, will do the thing that he has to do and get the ball over the line. He's obviously got to the ball and scored that one, an important one to get Hull back in this game, because they had to wait 15 minutes there in this second half for an opportunity to score some points. They need to find a quicker way now to get back downfield to have a second chance of scoring.
This is Gareth Carvell from the kickoff.
Did ever so well, didn't he? The prop forward Carvell just trapped it with a boot, then took it forward.
Dowes will drive forward for Hull again, met by 3 Leeds defenders. Only 6 times have Hull won in 22 meetings in the Super League,
Just
and
crept.
they have a penalty here.
Yeah, crept a little bit too much on that left-hand side. I know it may stun you, Eddie, but Steve Ganson, see, there was 3 or 4 that went well before the official. I've got to give credit to Steve Ganson tonight. We haven't heard too much of the whistle in difficult conditions. He's allowed a little bit of latitude in that play the ball area. He made a mistake with Jamie Peacock, he knew that, and he's apologised evidently to Peacock during the run of play.
Here's Thomas Lee, was nearly through. It was a flying tackle by Clinton Tupy that kept him out. Richard Swain finds Richard Horn, and he in turn finds Ewan Dowes. Hull have got their tails up suddenly. Swain again. Lee will attack the line, gives it to Yeaman. Oh, and Yeaman releases the pass. That was suicide.
Why on earth did he want to do that? Who would want to be a coach?
Steve McNamara would.
Steve,
And is.
tell me what would happen through your brain box if that happened.
He's just about exploding at this point, I think, Steve. I think Peter Shire, we saw his animation at half time, he was obviously upset with a few things in there, and they'll certainly be upset with Kurt Yeaman on that play. They just start to build some pressure, they've got some points on the ball, a bit of a spring in the step, and just something like that can really deflate you again at this stage.
Yes, they looked like they were coming to the party big style, Hull. This is Luluai. Just a little mistake from Yeaman. Leeds back in possession. Thackeray gets the ball away to Burrow. Good defence from Richard Swain. Oops, and there's a problem here for Brent Webb, is that? He just held the shoulder for a moment. I bet Leeds' hearts missed a beat. Rayner will collect it for Hull. Harlequins against Salford is our next date. The Quins against the Salford City Reds, 5:45, Sky Sports 1 and HD1, channel 408. And Tony Ray with all the highlights on Sunday night Sky Sports News from around about 9:30. All the other matches, not our two matches, you'll be able to see those on the Boots and All online programme on Monday night with all the other tries. Which is Monday evening from around about 7 o'clock onwards.
Just about to say, a tremendous run from Tommy Lee there, got him into a good position.
Another chip over the top. Whoops, back off the post, Brent Webb. Halted by Dowes and Danny Washbrook.
Well, they've made him earn his corn tonight, haven't they, Brent Webb, but he has been pretty solid. Nothing you could do about the fact when that kick over from Tommy Lee had allowed Matt Singh to score the try. There was no one at home there.
This
Now,
is Keith Senior.
Will Leeds Eddie just shut up shop? Will 8 points be sufficient?
Don't think they dare, do you? We've got
still a long way to go.
18 minutes to go. They can't just close the door yet. Luluai. Last tackle, still inside their own half. Leeds.
Clear.
Big kick downfield, but straight down the middle from Kevin Sinfield, picked up by Sean Briscoe, and Briscoe runs it back. Oh, great tackle. Rob Burrow, Matt Diskin, and Sean Briscoe hit the deck. Singh gets it away. Here is Richard Horn. Good tackle by Luluai. Oof. Tickle out the back door to Rayner. Rayner keeps it going to Thomas Lee. Here comes Briscoe again.
Hull realise they've got to keep this ball alive. They know that they're 8 points adrift. They've got to keep trying and trying to maybe just demoralise the opposition. And you're only going to do that by just testing your arm. Catch-up football can be dangerous, but it can be effective. Good run from Swain.
Terrific run from Richard Swain, the Hull hooker. Washbrook. Richard Horn, a dab over the top from Richard Horn. Oh, that's well cleared up by Danny Maguire. Hacked the ball, took a swing at it. And Diskin was there to pick up the bits.
You mentioned the run that Thomas Lee made earlier, Steve. I'll tell you what, he's had a great game, I think. It's hard to stand out in conditions like this. But he just gave everything he had then to Ali Lewatiti with a shoulder, threw it into the tackle. His kicks at times have sometimes found Webb. On other occasions, they've been good ones. And for a 19-year-old player just making his way in the game, he's done well.
Oh, that's a great little jink from Maguire. A kick over the top for Rob Burrow to chase. He has the legs on McNenemy. And Burrow! Now then. Referee was right on the spot. It's a goal line dropout.
Unbelievable. Maguire breaks. Maybe he went a bit too early in the kick. He had the support. Burrow didn't dip for it. Puts it through. It's gone. Oh.
Conditions as well as the Hull defence then beat him. Stop.
Where's it going? Where's it going?
Very unlucky.
That's 1-1 over, isn't it, in the first half?
Yes,
1-1
definitely.
with the swimming pool, the paddling pool at that end.
That puddle right in the in-goal area there has cost both sides. No question. Penalty to Hull.
Don't flash out, you're up taller. Get on with it. Got to be tackled.
He's actually penalised Bailey for thrashing out whilst being tackled and objecting to the tackle. And Bailey would argue he's trying to get up to play the ball quicker. That's his job. It's not how Steve Ganson saw it.
Richard Swain at dummy half. Yeeman. Richard Swain again. Carvel. Well, they're edging forward at Hull. This is Swain. Short ball to Tommy Lee. And Tommy Lee Gets the ball away to Sean Briscoe, who is still going. Briscoe is still going. There's the puddle. That's what's caused all the trouble for both sides up that other end of the field. Here is Ewan Dowes. Gets the ball away. Richard Horn. Last one. Richard Swain. Thomas Lee. A dab over the top. Looking for young Washbrook. But Diskin was first to react again.
Great work from the hooker. He read it well. If you're going to have a sweeper, which is very rare in this modern game, it's normally the hooker, and it was Diskin on that occasion that went through. He moved off the mark there. The crowd don't like it.
Well, there's obviously a problem for Matt Diskin. He's left the field, but he's put in a couple of big efforts in the last couple of minutes.
So is this guy as well. The big centre, Keith Senior. He's acted on many occasions through the passages of play throughout this first and second half as an extra forward, and in these conditions you need him.
There's Jordan Tansey. Tansey's one of the exciting Leeds youngsters. We've talked a lot about Thomas Lee, who is facing without doubt the biggest match of his career to date.
Who has lost that? He has lost it.
Briscoe disputes it, but the referee agrees with you, Steve-O. Knock on.
He was trying to reef the arm. There was no interference as far as I can see there. Did Tupi just have a little fingertip to it? Could not see really.
Time off, home walking.
Another big crowd for a Friday night Super League night on Sky Sports this evening. The biggest crowd watching this match between Leeds and Hull in Super League history. Over 18,500 packed inside Headingley Carnegie tonight. And at the moment, seeing Leeds just edge it against Hull. Great offload. Here's Jordan Tansey. Now Titi's pass again. Sinfield. Ball to Burrow. Here is Maguire. Maguire then on to Brent Webb. Wide to Scott Donald.
Great tackle there by Matt Singh. Hannaby went right round the ankles, should I say.
Maguire again. And Maguire will take the tackle. It's tackle number 4. They force Leeds back about 5 or 6 metres.
Will Burrow throw a dummy and just duck underneath, or will he do the link? He's got the link working now.
This is Brent Webb. Ball goes to ground. It's picked up by Jamie Peacock. Who else? Peacock! Last one here for Leeds. Tansey, Jordan Tansey, flies the pass, Bailey! Has he got that down? I think he might have.
He has.
Ryan Bailey thinks he has scored, and so does everyone behind those sticks. Bailey is celebrating like he's just scored the winner at Old Trafford. He might actually only have just secured the 2 points for Leeds here at Headingley. But great strength on show here
Certainly
from the prop forward.
Tommy Lee was trying to pull him away to it. Oh, nothing. Has he been deemed to control that? I'm not so sure. I think he's lost it. I think it's no try.
Ben Thaler's had a very quick look, and his decision is try. Ryan Bailey scores the try that could just about wrap up the points for the Leeds Rhinos, but there's a big question mark over it. Did he have control?
Well, it's baffled me, I'll tell you. They took a huge gamble to try to get him, instead of just keeping him on his back, they tried to get him over the dead ball line. It was good work, all the build-up. Remember the pass from Lauatiti. Liam Briscoe tried to put him through, but I'm not so sure that he has control of this. I think he's lost it. I think he has lost control of that. He hasn't got the upper body to squeeze it down. Tansey did well. Now, I don't think he's got control of it. He's lost it. There's no downward pressure as far as I'm concerned.
Perhaps a touch lucky at it. Jordan Tansey wants to be careful. If he keeps looking that dangerous coming out of dummy half, they might start picking him a hooker.
Sinfield for the extras. Sinfield gets the extras, and at 18 points to 4, it's another long road back for the black and whites now.
Just touching on the point Phil there, John Tansey coming on. It's great, you know, there's been some debate about British players in the game and who's coming through, who's not coming through. Tonight, you've got the two half-backs on both sides, British-based players, both loose forwards, British-based young players all coming through. A couple off the bench there. Now, this game's in great shape.
I think you're right. We have been making some comment about players coming or not coming through, but I think we have also indicated, and we certainly did on Boots and All, Phil, on Wednesday, that these two clubs, Hull and Leeds, they are the two clubs that really have produced over the past 3 or 4 seasons.
They have, and some of their players are getting a chance here tonight. Do you know, I don't think it's any coincidence that Leeds have started to punch some holes through the whole defence. Now the fact that Jamie Peacock's back on the field, it was actually his run and quick play of the ball that set up that try there for Bailey, although it was a little bit contentious, I agree. When Peacock's back on the field, I think Leeds look a more powerful side.
He's spotted it, he's got it absolutely spot on, and that's just sheer indication at 18-4 with less than 10 minutes remaining that the black and white Hull need possession. Sheer frustration, Lee definitely getting a hand and pulling it away with the assistance of this fella, Richard Swain.
We've been talking tonight about the conditions here, and up at that far end, that puddle of water has cost both sides dearly in both halves of this match. And that's the reason why. Must be about 2 or 3 inches of standing water behind those posts. The posts that Leeds are now attacking with Jamie Peacock.
We know it's a controversial try that given to Ryan Bailey, the prop, but you know, it's things like that that can just lift this youngster's game and perhaps his entire season.
The Leeds are playing some lovely stuff now, defying the conditions. And Matt Singh, the ball is grounded behind the try line. And it'll be a goal line dropout.
Well, Singh seems to think that he'd stopped as soon as a hand went on to him. And he may have a point, you know. But they have deemed that he was still moving. A little wry look at the touch judge and then referee Steve Ganson. But Leeds, especially in the second half, they've commanded it right. They've worked hard, they've shared the workload, and the kick and chase game has been superb. And rightly so, when you've got a man like Peacock that is leading by example. He just trundles it up and trundles it up.
Well, Leeds have had the better possession in the opposition half tonight, and they have the better of things on the scoreboard. 18-4 and 7.5 minutes remaining. This is Maguire. But they have had to battle with the opposition, and they've had to battle with the conditions tonight.
But even though it's been so wet, we have seen glimpses from both sides, I might add, but perhaps more from this Leeds outfit. That's a good kick through. Well played by Briscoe. It'll be the dropout from underneath the sticks, but
another one.
That coach, Tony Smith, he realises in a mud patch that the likes of Maguire, Burrow, Brent Webb at full-back, little touches that this huge crowd will be saying, bring on the sunshine, because we are going to be in for one heck of a treat for anyone who watches the Leeds Rhinos this year.
Sinfield waits dummy half. Ellis. Do you think after 2 barren years and what you've seen tonight, Leeds' challenge then is back on track?
Yes, without a doubt.
This is Brent Webb. He could be the catalyst for them this year.
Yeah.
I think Matt Diskin has a big role to play in the success as well this year. He looked dangerous when he was on the field this year. He needs to get back to his best and make Leeds dangerous around the middle of the field. Ball comes out there, hasn't it? Mistake by Peacock.
Just trying a little bit too hard there. The big
He's
prop
such
forward.
a perfectionist, though, isn't he, Jamie Peacock? He was bitterly disappointed with what happened to Great Britain in that Tri-Nations.
I know both him and Keith Senior, when you come back to club level, they were disappointed with what happened at Leeds last year, and they're very determined. I remember the year at St Helens had a couple of years back, no success, very poor end to the season, partly through injury, and the determination that they carried forward the year after had a big impact in their success. Leeds are trying to do the same thing, I think, this year.
Just over 5 minutes remaining. You have to credit Hull as well, because they've not turned this in.
No, it's been a big effort from them, but
They've got to score 3 times, though, in 5 minutes. That might be beyond.
well, before the game kicked off, we knew it was going to be bad conditions. You looked at the whole 6 and you say, well, their forwards will be domineering. They haven't. It's been the other way around. As I say, if there's an Achilles heel that Leeds have had over the years, is sometimes that they've lacked that aggression in the forward pack, but they've got it tonight. And without a doubt, if they can lay the platform, they've got the 3 quarters to take any of the opposition apart.
Scott Donald has the kick downfield. He's been missed. First up, but not missed by the next 2 in.
He's had a big night. Played very well as Scott Donald, been solid. They've been kicking to him. They thought he was a weak link, but he has been very strong indeed. Went looking for work. He's done his job in defence as well.
Birthday this week, Scott Donald. He celebrated on Valentine's Day. This is his 35th consecutive appearance.
Well, the guy playing the ball now, Lartiti, 2 little incidents of magic has highlighted this second half. The pass that he gave to Webb, who eventually put Sinfield in for the try, was classic. Sheer skill.
This is Matt Singh for Hull. 3.5 to go. Leeds will make a play 2, 1-2 start to the season, and both of them have been big efforts. Looked at half-time against Salford last week like they were home and hose, but Salford came back at them. And briefly tonight, after Hull got that try from Matt Singh, it looked like Hull were coming back to them, but they eventually snuffed the danger out.
I think in a hard, tough game like this, you know, Hull, they've got to look for someone to be a little bit more creative. And we've mentioned already that Paul Cook is not out there. He's the type of man that could have perhaps just turned 1 or 2 chances into points.
There's no Motu Tony either for Hull. That was a great take by Lee Smith, another of the outstanding youngsters to roll off this Headingley production line. Yeah, Motu Tony, I think, victim of the flu bug that is blighting 1 or 2 clubs this year. I know Bradford have had their fair share of coughs and sneezes, haven't you, Steve?
Yeah, they have. He's certainly going around. We lost Easton Harris last week, obviously a late withdrawal for the game, and I think, like you said, most clubs are suffering from it at this moment in time, but certainly Leeds haven't caught a cold out there tonight, have they? They've been pretty good tonight, very strong defensively, and thoroughly deserving this win.
Do you think, from a black and white point of view, do you think that Hull might play a lot worse than this year and win, because they've had to grind it out as well? Steve-O's right, they haven't created all that much, but maybe they've not been allowed to.
They haven't been created too much, but then again, they've got Paul Cook out, who's probably the main chief orchestrator. They've got the captain, Lee Radford, missing as well. They've got Sid Dominic, Motu Tony, Paul King. Any side at this stage of the season, what's going to be missing 5 of the frontline players, is surely a little bit behind the 8 ball to start with. And they're coming against a side against Leeds, what are pretty much at full strength, so they've certainly got a lot of players to come back and a lot of strength to add to this squad.
So, Hull supporters listening to you and watching this, the alarm bell shouldn't ring, not yet.
No, not at all. I mean, a very, very good saddle. They're going to be very, very strong. You know, remember the start of that to the season last season, and they came on with winning, I can't remember, 16, 17 games, whatever it was, and got to a grand final. They'll be there at the end.
Whiting gets to his feet, plays the ball. They've played their part in what, on a night like this, hasn't been a bad match.
Been exciting. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, a lot of people, the old timers especially, they say, you know, let's get back to the bash and barge thing. But there again, we've seen some tremendous skills on display when perhaps you would think they wouldn't even attempt it, especially from this guy. any chance you fans want to come and see a great player, don't miss watching the Leeds #1 Brent Webb. He is outstanding.
Well done, lads. Well done.
Be a different game, won't it? Hopefully in a month or so, when the grounds firm up.
But that's the point, isn't it? You've got to be able to play in these conditions first, haven't you? Grind out the wins, pick up the points, and get off to a good start. Leeds will be happy as well with the fact they've got a very tough away game next week in Catalan. Physically, that will be extremely demanding, and they've had ideal preparation for it with 2 tough games and 2 wins.
They will hope that Wigan do them some favours tomorrow night in the south of France. The fans here counting down. I think Rob Burrows had enough. He just dabbed the ball into touch, taking the time, those sets of players to form the scrum. Leeds have won. They've won by 18 points to 4, 2 tries in the second half. Peacock has led from the front, as he always does. And Tony Smith, the Leeds Rhinos coach, sees his 2007 campaign get off to, results-wise, the best possible start. And they stuttered a little bit at Salford last week, and they have had to battle through what has been a very difficult night, both in terms of opposition and conditions here. But they've come through with flying colours, and Leeds have a 100% start to the season. Leeds year in 2007 is 100%, 18 points to 4. A real battle they've had tonight, both with the weather and with the opposition. They left the field to a standing ovation from the South Stand. It will have been music to the ears of their players and their captain, Kevin Sinfield.
Kevin, this was like the bad old days. How tough was that?
Yeah, definitely. I think credit to both teams there, because it were a battle, and I don't think there were much between both sides, and good 2 points for us though.
And that try that you were on the end of was probably one of the few fluent pieces of football that anybody played.
Well, yeah, it's difficult when it's like this. I don't think our groundsmen will be too happy, but it is difficult, and as you saw, a lot of guys are just carrying it up, and there's plenty of numbers in the tackle, and it makes it difficult. But credit to our guys come out on top. I think our forwards are outstanding tonight, really dragged us through, and when we started to tire, the backs got in and did their job as well, so pretty pleased with the 2 points, but it's still early days, we need to build on that.
Well, that's it, maximum points, and you know what the South Stand's like already. They'll be thinking in grand final terms and that sort of thing. I suppose it's one step at a time, isn't it?
Yeah, the old cliches, it's about us improving, and if this is summer rugby, then I don't know what is, Bill, so we'll just try and get better every week.
Thanks, Kevin.
Cheers, Bill. Cheers, mate.
First try in the Super League for 12 months for Kevin Sinfield, and that really was the icing on a very muddy cake as far as the Leeds Rhinos are concerned. But the most important thing for them, I suppose, is the fact that they must have looked at the fixture list at the start of the season. They saw Salford away, who were top 6 last year. They saw Hull at home, second match of the season, who were beaten grand finalists. Tony Smith and company must have thought, if we can come out of that unscathed, it won't be a bad start to the season. Steve McNamara is here in the studio with Phil and me. Is that fair enough? Do you think Tony will be pleased with the start his team have made?
I think he'll be delighted, Eddie. Absolutely delighted. And like you said, 2 real tough fixtures. Then you look at your 3rd fixture, and that's tough, and your 4th and your 5th. And there isn't that many easy ones, so any 2 points are precious. To get your season off to a start, to get the club on a roll, to get the excitement again going, 2 out of 2s are great.
And 18,000 plus here to see it as well. We talked about this at the start of the season, didn't we? There is such expectation at this place that, they won't settle for second best, and they've been second best for 2 years on the run.
Well, they have, but we were all second best last year, weren't we? There was only one coach who was happy, and 11 other coaches, and a couple who got sacked along the way. What were disillusioned? So we've all got work to do, ground to catch up on St Helens, and we're all trying our best to do that.
Well, St Helens have played 2, lost 1. Leeds have played 2, won 2. Good start for them. Not so for Hull, though.
No, a difficult night for Hull. Steve mentioned the players that were missing, and basically just tonight they weren't quite good enough, were they? They didn't get any field position really to try and put any pressure on the Leeds defensive side, who were outstanding really. And probably the turning point in their match was when Leeds elected to kick at goal, and Sean Briscoe was adjusted to put his foot on the line after he'd received ball. The goal line dropout then gave Leeds the opportunity that they love. Goal line dropouts are what they enjoy. They like to play with flair and fun, and this is a great example of that. Sinfield back on the inside. Any one of 3 players could have taken that pass, such was the inside support. They did manage to get one opportunity really, Hull, to put the pressure on. There they forced the error from Lee Smith it was. They got some good ball near Leeds try line, and wonderful vision here from Thomas Lee. Sees that the Leeds defence has moved up quickly. A little bit of luck that the ball holds up in the puddle, and Matt Singh breaststrokes his way to the ball and manages to score that first and only try really that Hull got in that game. But the conditions really, well, you can see the standing water there close to the try line. There were 2 tries, weren't there, that either side could have had, and the groundsmen, well, what a long day it is for them. They tell me that they started here this morning at 7:30, and they'll probably have to work through the most of the night. Not a good job at this time of year, has it, being a groundsman at a rugby league game?
Not really, but that's why they get awards for producing the best turf, and that's what Jason Booth has produced here, but not tonight. Not his fault, though. It's all about the conditions. Well, we've heard the Leeds viewpoint from the skipper, Kevin Sinfield. I wonder what the whole view of all this is. Here's the coach, Peter Sharp.
Peter, you seem pretty frustrated at half-time, even more so at full-time, in the way that the game panned out for you.
Yeah, it is frustrating when we're playing the way we are playing at the moment. We just haven't got too much footy in us, and we lack a bit of punch and a bit of spark, but I'm sure we'll find it.
It doesn't help when you're missing the key characters that you are. Seeing Motu Tony sitting on the sidelines and Paul Cook absent, Lee Radford absent. I mean, there is that to take into consideration.
Yeah, we've been a bit disrupted, but, you know, pretty soon we need to find some spark and get the job done. We're not doing that at the moment, so we'll have to rectify it at training.
Thanks very much.
No worries.
I think the Hull players are in for a fairly rough week by a judge of what Peter Sharp has just said there. They're going to rectify some things in training, and he'll hope, won't he, Steve, that the stars that we mentioned about in commentary, the Paul Cooks, the ones that Bill has just mentioned there, Paul Cook, Paul King, you know, Motu Tony, they'll all be back soon.
He certainly will, and you know, his squad's out, you know, in terms of depth, you know, most squads at the minute are really packed with lots of depth, and to lose, I think there's 5 or 6 players what they've lost, frontline players. It's a credit to the club that they've actually, you know, come here and put on a very good performance, and Peter's frustrated that they aren't creating enough opportunities. It's difficult as it is, without your star players even more so.
Well, we're at Harlequins tomorrow. You are at Warrington on Sunday. It should be a full house at the Halliwell Jones Stadium, they're telling me, and
yeah.
What a match.
Fantastic match in prospect. I think is it a new surface they've relaid as well, and by all accounts it's going to be a reasonably fast track, so yeah, both sides got off to winning starts last week, and hopefully we'll continue in the same vein.
Exciting start to the season, isn't it, in the Super League 12. A million miles away from summer, the conditions we've got now, but still, Old Trafford is in the sights of Steve McNamara, Peter Sharp, Tony Smith, Paul Cullen, the rest of the coaches. And we shall see how it all pans out, of course. But coming next, live boxing, Friday fight night. Kevin Anderson is taking on Ali Numbembe for the Commonwealth welterweight title. That's on Sky Sports 1. And in the early hours, there's cricket for you with India against Sri Lanka from 3:30 a.m.